Hello, R&D tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Xenonauts X Division mod with me, BlueAnkylo. Last couple episodes, we did a bunch of ground missions. Now we can do a little bit of tech. My favorite tech. So now we've just recently learned about alien advanced matrgy technology. And maybe that means better mag technology for us. So let's learn with me, BlueAnkylo. I think 40 will be enough. What I would like to do is keep researching other things altogether. I'm hoping this is enough to get us to neutron tech. So let's disassemble this. And then we can use that information to decide where we're going after that. See you later, Evan. So we have been crafting a bunch of Mag Storm weapons. Now we can equip them. They are for our... I remember what I'm doing. They're for our interceptors. So we've looked at their stats before. They're not actually as high a DPS as the Mausers, but they do more total damage and they're a little bit safer to fly with at longer range. So we'll give them some demonstration. I'm not going to equip everybody with them just yet, because there's other things for our engineers to do. But, at least for the next wave, we'll have 3 bases with some Tier 2 plane weapons. And we'll just see how those work. And I do think these are about as good a Tier 2 weapon as you can get. The Mausers are just really crazy with how fast they dish out damage. They're just not as good at long-term, like how the total damage output's not as high. Just really good at dishing out a bunch of damage real fast. Alright, Alien Neutron Rifle. Classic Wraith technology. Advanced Neutron technology. That's the stuff. So let's get that queued up. I would say once the pilot is interrogated, we'll probably switch him over to this. Okay, starting to build some flamethrowers. And I am looking forward to having some shotguns for our shield guys. Assuming you have the cores for it anyway. We'll need 3 more energy cores for this base. So I do want to, like... I can't... Oh, it is queued up. No, I can't queue it up. Okay, let's focus on getting that first shotgun. So 1, 2 energy cores. Come on, game. There we go. 3 energy cores, and then we'll build a shotgun. One of my goals for today's episode and sort of research phase is to try to get my ground team geared up a little better. So shotguns for all. And then we will build a couple buzzard armors. I'm not sure how valuable they are, but let's get a couple to try out, right? Autopsy for the officer from the last batch of missions. That's fine. Automated research. This is our pilot interrogation. You ran out of You're Not Alone remixes. I'm sorry. Are you sure you've got them all? So the pilot did teach us how to repurpose the alien heavy fighters. I'm sure I'll show this off eventually, but it's just not a very big priority at the moment. Wait, this sounds like You're Not Alone. Did you just queue up like 15 You're Not Alone songs? Okay, so alien neutron tech. The question always was, what's the difference between neutron tech and plasma tech? Not really much. They are similar. I guess neutrons are slightly longer range, but do the same amount of damage. And they're fairly similar. Apparently they don't really fire neutrons. They just fire plasma that you know, whatever. Look, the scientists are working their hardest. The main thing here is advanced plasma tech for us. So that's advanced mag and plasma tech. Might be better to focus on one or the other, but it's all good. There's one. We have now managed to devise the procedure of using ballistic cores into mag tech. Mag tech Mark II. So if I were to make a mag weapon, what would I want first? The miniguns might be worth it. The sniper rifle, probably not, because they're rapid fire, not as long range weapons. Carbines are neat, rapid fire shotguns. And the rifles, I mean, I'd like to have some tier 2 rifles. Let's queue up the rifle and the shotgun. And then we'll probably go minigun and something else. And then we'll research whatever we want. Okay, let's get that buzzard armor going. At least it's some tier 2 armor, right? Uh-oh. We did not get very many days before the next UFO attack. That was like 2 days. Wasn't the last mission on the 21st? Gross. Alright, well, the good news is we can shoot these down, generally. The bad news is I don't know if my ground forces can keep up. The aliens are not giving me much of a break. I have not put any air forces in South America yet. Alright, another light cruiser. This stuff's not that big a deal right now. Strike corvette. Like, the air game is... like, we've got a solid hold of the air right now. 2 strike corvettes. 2, light cruisers. I don't know if I want to do 2 large cruiser missions this time around. Well... I don't know if we can do 2 larges right now. We do need tech. But we're in the process of upgrading to Mark II. So once we have some Mark II weapons, like some tier 2 Mark II weapons, that would help. What else are we going to be building near soon that's going to help? I need to unlock that Predator armor, so I guess we try to do all the missions still? Oof. What team can even do? A-team! A-team can totally do larges. C-team needs a break, probably. I'm not even sure. Let's just shoot this down, I guess. We'll plan to do the missions first thing in the morning or something anyway. That's what we normally do. Oh, we ran out of fiber at Indochina. Hold on. That's not a huge surprise. Trying to make this buzzard armor, I didn't even check. Hopefully we've got a few extra. A few. It was 32, right? To make a suit. Alright, well that'll take him down. So at least, like, the world is happy we're shooting these things down. Can the A-team do a large? Hades, what do you think? Okay, we're gonna try. I mean, I can't not do these missions unless there's really no good chance. We have to give it a try. We've got the tanks. So we're gonna go. Probably the next mission will be a fairly easy C-team mission. And then A-team has a large. We're gonna try to save this for the morning with somebody, but we might skip that one. And then B team will have a medium as well. So C team, let's get something set up for these guys. Boy, are they short on soldiers. I don't even know if this is a very good idea. Let's look at who we could send. So, we'd be at full power, 90%. Let's say full power. Full power, full power, full power. And then 4 rookies, one of which is already at low health. That's a lot of rookies. This chocobo is pretty sick. Let's put it out of its misery. Oh, did I build my flamethrower? I got my flamethrower, right? Yeah. And we've got buzzard armor. We got 1 buzzard armor. Okay, future tubers, we're gonna take a little pause here while I gear up my squads, and then and then we're gonna go try to figure out some missions here. I was expecting a little bit more time before the next wave, but we'll be back in a second. This is just a short break. Hey there, future tubers, we're back. I put together some sort of squads out of the pieces we had. Not everyone has armor. Some people really need to do some more push-ups before they can wear armor, but at least they have a shield. So, let's see how a couple shouldn't be super hard. I mean, the medium shouldn't be that hard. The large here, well, it's gonna make me cry. I will do the second large if things go well here in the dawn of the next day. But only if we have a team available to do it. Because those large UFOs, man. In air combat, you press F4. Yep, I do that. I like to control them individually. I tend to go F4 for the afterburners and to escape. But I like to move them individually because you have them all grouped up together. It's hard to show here, but if you have all 4 selected, they kind of move to different positions. I want them to group up on the same position. So you gotta go F1 click, F2 click, F3 click. If you go F4 click, they make a little line. That's not what I want, generally. Anyway, we started mostly in a corner. That's good. This is a medium UFO, I believe, so not necessarily the most dangerous. We do not know the species yet. Yeah, it's mostly just for how I like to play the air games. It'll make more sense as if you're still watching the early videos. The air game's very easy during the early parts, so it doesn't matter too much. You can do whatever you want. But especially as we get into the more difficult UFOs like terror carriers, the terror ships especially. But the bigger UFOs take some very careful strategy. All right, well, at least we have this nice sturdy wall to protect us. Yeah, the air combat, and keep in mind, I am playing the air combat on easy still. I don't know how well the strats would work on normal mode, which we might as well just call hard mode. X Division makes the air game a lot more complicated than it used to be. Okay, well this is our first flyer. So Almiron can fly up in the air, get some vision. I probably will use him for scouting. It's almost as protective as Wolf Armor, so it's not like garbage. But no shield, not quite as good defense, and you know, that's kind of all there is to say. We'll test it out. Your tactics won't really work. Well, I assume nothing works on New Game Plus. I don't even want to think about it. New Game Plus 2 sounds for complete machoists that have no life. I mean, like, if you enjoy playing on that, that's fine. But, man, I am never, not even remotely interested. The air game? I guess it depends on your economy. It's... If you're forced to play with fewer jets, and the repair times are longer, then you have to find ways of winning the air combat consistently without ever taking any damage. And yeah, that sounds like a lot of messing around. One of the reasons we're winning the air game is because the economy is relatively easy right now. I'm not going to use this rocket launcher. So we have, you know, air superiority in numbers. There's probably more value, in my mind, for people watching, basically. I think there's more value showing air strategies that work fairly easily without a lot of micro on normal mode or easy air game mode. Because that's probably where you're going to get your new players for the mod. The new game +2 hard air game stuff, I don't think new players could handle that anyway, because I certainly couldn't. Even if technically there's, you know, better tricks available. I don't know. I'm no expert. I haven't played this game. I haven't played this mod enough to really know all the ins and outs. Surprisingly, not a lot of aliens nearby right off the bat. Doesn't happen too often. Should be paying attention to the sound effects. Is it Androns? It's probably Androns, because I haven't heard any of the normal dying sound effects. Yeah. That's fine. This is great. This is our first opportunity to show off shock weapons being really good. Duke has haunted his house by saying... Yeah, how am I supposed to commentate on names that I can't even say? That's good. Alright, well, I'm feeling a little confident here, because things like this will tear these Androns apart. Now, the Robo Reapers are a little bit more annoying, but Robo Dogs and stuff shouldn't be killing us today. There's still a lot of room down there. Maybe we wait a turn, let the Robo Dogs do their charge. Who cares about civilians anyway? Oh yeah, this weapon's not what we want for this, probably. Yeah, we got lots of shock rifles, so at least we have that. You don't like Frax XCOM? I'm torn, because I played a lot of XCOM 2012 with the Long War mod, which fixes a lot of the problems with it, but adds some of its own. Okay, I don't want to go that way. But I'm not so hardcore that I want games to be gigantic chess matches against a computer that probably cheats, but you know. This thing will pop open pretty soon if we're just patient. Yeah, okay. The aliens are giving me way too much space to spread out. So it's gonna bite me in the butt. Alright. Andron number 1. Yeah, I don't like it. The more they slim down the squad sizes and remove mechanics. Yeah, see, look at this. Shock rifle is so good. Now, I mean, armor-piercing tank is still armor-piercing tank, but definitely some value in having some shock rifles here. We could probably smoke if we're worried after this. Although I don't even know... To be honest, I'm not sure how well smoke works on robots. They might be immune. Because they don't get a lot of reaction shots, we can kind of take advantage of our new scout. Yeah, there's the UFO. There's another ant. Actually, on an Andron map, I can probably fly around relatively safety. I don't like to do this typically because sizes and civilians will tear you apart. But in this scenario, this gives us some nice scouting. That's one good value for an early buzzard. So I can see bringing a couple. Even if they came out of the UFO, they wouldn't have line of sight with full TUs, so I'm not too scared. Long War for 2012. Yeah. Yes. I prefer XCOM 2012 with the Long War mod, especially with some very specific tweaks to it over XCOM 2 or whatever we're calling that. Not Terror from the Deep 2, but you guys know. I kind of wish I had a flyer over here now, actually. Here I am wishing I had more buzzard. Alright, see you later, runes. Did I miss somebody? Yeah. Always miss somebody in the shadows. Alright, but this is good so far. It's a nice mission for some of our rookies to get a little bit of practice without getting murdered immediately. It's only a medium, so we should be able to do the breach without quite as much pain. Still have that guy. As long as I remember to land him at the end of the turn, we can keep the vision open. Oh, right. No, no grenades on the rookies. None of these guys have any grenades. It seems like I have a lot of soldiers over here, but we don't really. Let's send the tank this way first. I don't want to really approach the UFO until some of this other stuff's cleared. The way this is set up, we could probably take over the UFO and win the mission, but then we wouldn't kill everything. It would be too easy. Maybe I should fly... That's not a very safe place. Send some backup. Just trying to think of how we can do this a little bit quicker. So we got a couple people with shock rifles to blow open this guy, maybe blow open the wall with a grenade and then shoot him with shock rifles. And then I want to send someone that can fly, because it is quite nice to scout these buildings out from the air. And then we just need a couple people to keep an eye on the door. Should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay. Oh, a little robo-dog. Nothing to worry about. War of the Chosen. Yeah, XCOM 2 DLC and expansion's pretty cool. I just don't like how XCOM 2... The big picture design choices for XCOM 2 were just not really what I liked. The whole idea of having mission timers as well as a global game timer, that just, man, that never really made me happy. Oh, man. Oh, right, he's a private with little noodly arms. How much to throw a grenade? 33. Do we bank on this working? Well, let's try. Good grenade. Alright, we got our vision. You can't really get out of the way. We're just betting on shock rifles. Always bet on the shock rifle. That was some good shoot. The captain had him covered. Interface stuff? Yeah, I would say the combat interface was better in XCOM 2. But they didn't really fix the engine bugs, like the glitches with the, you know, the animation shooting through corners and Sectopods really broke everything. Like, I was annoyed that they didn't really fix their game engine and still charged full price. That was one of those things that always bugged me. I also don't like not having an air game. An air game is pretty important in an XCOM game for me, personally. I get not everybody likes it, but... Oh, hey there. Nah, not quite. It's fine. Little doggo's not so bad. Is this mission going better? It's just a medium against some Androns, so nothing bad has happened yet. We do have a lot of rookies, but so far nothing too insane. Shock rifles have been working quite well against the Androns we've run into. Like that. Basically, the shock rifles will 2 or 3 shot the robo-dogs, and like 3 or 4 shot the actual standing Androns. Any large terror? No, this was just, like, we had 2 days or so. Like, the last mission we finished on February 10th or 11th, and I barely did any research or construction, and another wave of 2 mediums and 2 larges hit us. And I was quite annoyed, because we're not getting enough time passed to, you know, build anything. Okay, this corner is looking mostly clear. Just keep Epsilon covering here. Keep an eye on the front door. 2 snipers. We'll even do the whole duck thing. And then last turn we took out that Andron. We do have our first buzzard armor. Oh, look, a robot. Yeah, there is 4. So my plan was we're going to do 1 large UFO first. And if things are going really well, then I will consider doing 2 large UFOs this wave. But we might end up skipping 1. Just because our ground forces really are taking a beating. And this was a second wave really quickly after the last one. Okay. Angles are covered. Oh, we gotta get out of there. That'll be a Robo Reaper. Bad for tank. Are all the songs from JRPGs? It's just from OC Remix. There's Donkey Kong Country. That's not a JRPG. I just sort of went through the OC Remix webpage, or sorry, YouTube playlist, and I just added a whole bunch of stuff real fast. And we've been sort of blacklisting them out here. Oh! Well, alright then, mister. Should have switched over a bit earlier. Let's get some cover here before we go after that guy. So there's a Robo Reaper there, there's an Andron there. We're going to need some more firepower. Snipers, gonna need your help. The B team has the rockets. Donkey Kong isn't a JRPG, but I guess it is. Is it Japanese though? I thought the studio was American for that one. That was Rare. Are they? Maybe they're. I don't know. I thought they were American company. What do I know? Hades asks how he's doing. So far, no one's died in the last 10 minutes. There's this Robo Reaper. Shigeru Miyamoto. It sounds like the Zelda guy. Is that the Zelda guy? Alright. Direct hit with the laser sniper is not doing any damage. It's not a good sign. Siege tank. That was much better. Unfortunately, they get this dumb cloud of smoke that makes it really hard to hit them. Do we want to gamble on killing it in one volley? We missed one of the shots. Alright, come on. Still didn't go down. Oh, that's not good. That was a little silly. Probably not my wisest decision. I don't really have any backup. I was just trying to save some time. Ah, what did I do? Oh well. He'll probably survive a hit. It's Dave. Zelda and Mario. Yeah, I don't think that's the same team as Rare. But what do I know? So, what the heck? That was dumb. That was dumb. I'm like not paying attention. I should have been more patient with that Andron, that's for sure. Alright. Yeah, I got too many people up here. Not enough people where the fighting's at. We spread out too much. Kill it. Reaction fire. Where's my reaction fire? You're just looking for games from songs you might know? Well, I get you. I just sort of picked a bunch of games that I was familiar with, that I was pretty sure had good music. OC Remix does cover a lot of games, though. Alright, so it turns out that was a dumb play, but it was okay. Meanwhile, the Robo Reaper just ran right by our person with full-time units to go try to kill a civilian. Anyway, it's dead now. Once it's in melee form, generally goes down pretty easy. Might be time to start talking about UFO breaches. We got Pixel over here with 43 time units. This guy is not very fast. Now, there's probably some Androns guarding the doorway. Or at least I would expect that. JRPGs do tend to have pretty iconic music. Especially from like the NES, Super Nintendo days, where they were hardware limited. And they were long games that needed multiple tracks. So they really... Some of those old... I call them old, but the original... composers for those kinds of games. They pulled some pretty cool tricks to get the music to sound better than it should have, honestly. Alright, let's open this door up. Yeah. So... we got this cool shotgun. It's supposed to be a shotgun. It kills an Andron in one hit. That's the kind of weapon we need for breaches. Makes my life a lot easier. I definitely want to build a couple of those for every team. That's a tier 2 Andron. Last time we saw them, we could barely hurt them. Here we are. Just one little pew, done. Meanwhile, our buzzard is flying around. Never really... Oh, excuse me. Never really checked that corner. Could be something right there. You can say that about any music or all music. Back before there was a lot of instruments on your video game console, it was a different kind of world. The way they had, one of the reasons like Super Mario Bros. Has such a iconic sound is when you're dealing with essentially two, if I remember correctly, the NES can only play 2 sounds at a time, and from a very limited selection of instruments and notes, essentially. So they had to really work hard to make it stand out from other games and just background noise, the sound effects. They had to design the music in a very specific way that you generally don't see. And like modern games with the fancy full-on MP3, like full CD quality audio, basically, they don't have to be quite as memorable in the same sense, because I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a music theorist, but the idea is that the limitations of the NES and Super Nintendo really pushed the composers to make really good music with very little. And then now you can be a little bit lazier because you've got cool music already. You got cool sounds already. Like, you're using big instrument libraries, and you can kind of write classic. You can compose your music like you would a normal song, rather than sort of what we nostalgically go back to for the video game music, which was kind of unique. I don't know. It's hard. I don't have the words for it all. Rare is British. Keep trying. I don't care. I really don't care where they're from. The whole point was, are they a JRPG? It's Donkey Kong Country. It can't be a JRPG because it's not an RPG. So we know there's an Andron hiding over there. There's nobody on that side. Let's see if we can pull back. Let's bring some shock rifles up close. Bubble Bobble. That one is one of the NES. Well, I guess Bubble Bobble is more, technically, it's an arcade game. And, yeah. Halo's the best JRPG. I'm surprised you went with Halo. Isn't there, like, some sort of, what am I looking for? Like, slime mystery girl that's probably the best JRPG? Puzzle Slime Mystery Quest? Not bad. 2 out of 3 there. We'll do some shock rifling here. There we go. And then we can leave Lone Eagle up here to kind of guard their back. And that should secure the first room. Okay. So now we gotta prep for the final, basically the bridge of this bad boy. The shock rifles are gonna make this a lot easier. And I'm not even gonna send anyone in unless they have one, basically. For the first time in a while, the siege tank hasn't had to clear the map for us. Did I miss anybody? Snipers. Well, other than the axes, the snipers are not needed here. Little Sister Fantasy Island is a racing game. Oh, sorry. What are you racing? Or what happens if you run out of time? Maybe that's the question. Okay. It's a little bit dangerous moving in like this. I've talked before about how the Androns are less frequently the door openers the way the civilians are in the past. Doesn't mean they won't. Just some shields to block some shots if we need to. A special cutscene. Oh, look, a robot. A dead robot. Another robot. Oh, that one survived a shot though. That was a tougher robot than his friends. Let's make up for that. That's another dead robot. Okay. Uh-oh. That's the boss robot taking shots at us. I was hoping I could get through without any reaction fire, but... There's a lot of smoke in there. What have these robots been up to? Ah, this thing's blocking our shot. Alright, let's let him move around a little bit, maybe. I'm just surprised we haven't heard "You're Not Alone" for more than 5 minutes. What's with that? Oh, this is not even... How did this happen? This is not even a good shield. This is one of the old shields. Whatever this is, delete. It's good. Keep shooting. I dare ya. Well, you know, because he's beside this little console, we can probably move right up. Take a couple blasts. And that's it! Not too bad, not too bad. Medium, that went down fairly quick. We didn't take too much damage. I'm not even sure if we took much damage, because some of these people started the mission... Okay, this is a problem for our betting minigame. Because if you start the mission with an injury, then it will say you were injured here. And I'm not sure if that doesn't really count, because you didn't get damaged on the mission. So it's hard to keep track of how many actual injuries we took. Because I think this was flawless, technically, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, see this Lone Eagle dude? Look at all that strength. So much better. Just need to survive a couple missions, get a couple promotions, then you'll be good. We didn't do the betting that time because Thornham was away, I think, but it's hard to say what the result was. And I hadn't really had that problem before. Anyway, that one's done. So future tubers, well, what's next? We can't put another mission on this episode. That won't do. So I guess we'll have to leave the future tubers for the next episode. And I guess the next episode will have to be this mission loading right now. A-Team, or what's left of A-Team, against a large UFO. Oh. Oh no. Thanks for watching, future tubers. Hopefully this one goes as smoothly as the last mission. There's some privates on the mission. One private. That's not too bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. This has got to be a pretty long series by now, and we're still only in the very early phases of Phase 2. This is going to be one of those never-ending Let's Plays. I'll see you next time. Hope you've enjoyed and have a great day.